Hi everyone, Karen here from Holistic Essentials Therapy and Consulting, bringing to you this week's spiritual insights and guidance for the 4th of September through to the 10th of September 2018. I think I was a week out last week, so my apologies for that. It's just a plane flying overhead. I'm out at my sister's block. Her beautiful house is not quite finished yet, but she is very much in nature. Usually there was a woodpecker just before I hit record who was pecking on the trees. He's black and white, he's not very big, and I've never seen one before, so that was a bit exciting. I have some crazy hair going on at the moment, but living in a caravan at the moment as my sister's house is not quite finished. So this is how it's a great example of how you make the most of every situation, and sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not, and the more that we resist a situation or feel our discomfort towards a situation, the more that situation will actually persist. And so it's been a little bit of fun, but with teenage children or very young teenage children and my sister and myself in the caravan, it has been a little bit cramped at times, but we are spending our days going and doing some really beautiful hikes. We did a gorgeous hike today at a place called Bragg Creek. It is so gorgeous. I just really love the small communities that they have here. It's just beautiful. I wanted to talk this week about how we respond to a situation. Has everything to do with how we cope with that situation, how we move through that situation, and how long that situation lasts. And mainly what I wanted to bring up was, when we react to something that somebody has said, or the way that somebody has said something, or about something that might happen, it's not the event or the person that's actually causing us to feel discomfort or to feel anger or to feel hurt. It's actually the mental mind story, our ego mind, the story that our mind is saying about that actually causes our pain and our suffering and our discomfort. And so some of the techniques that I use is I love to get out in nature, and there's just a stillness in nature. And it's like if you can tap into the sense, like the trees. And I talk about nature so much because nature is one of our most miraculous and natural teachers of how to be, to just be. Just to be here in this moment. Just to find some peace within our day, within our situations. And so when you focus on the peace and the stillness of nature, that helps to alleviate those feelings and emotions that we're having in response to a situation, especially if we're responding. This is if we're in any moment, but if we're responding negatively. Another way and another tool that helps me is I will sit and I will say, okay, what do I need to learn from this? Is this really true? Is this really true is such a powerful question to ask yourself in any situation that you're experiencing. Is this really true gets beneath the story of the ego mind. Because if you think about it, something might happen. So something might be said that upsets you. It causes you to feel pain or to feel anger. And then what you do, or what the ego mind does, is it then hones in on that feeling of distress, of feeling less than. And then the ego mind goes on this story of about, yes, that's right, you are, because this has happened, and this has happened, and this has happened, and this has happened, and this person did this, and this person said that. And, the ego mind will then build and feed you this story of all the reasons why this particular person or this particular situation caused you to feel this way. And so if you dissect that, really then what is causing that ongoing hurtful feeling and anger and pain and suffering is actually the ego mind's continuing on with the story, building its case, building its evidence. The ego mind loves to provide you with all of the evidence of why this was said and how it was said, and I'm bringing this to your attention this week because really we are the only ones that are in control of how we feel or how we respond in any given moment. We are the only ones that are really being able to take back our own power in any situation. So yes, we may have that initial response, but as soon as you have that initial response to a person or a situation, stop, remove yourself from the situation and give yourself a different viewpoint physically. If you're inside, go outside. If you're outside, go inside. Change the surrounding view that you're looking at, because that also helps to give you a deeper clarity and a different perspective. And then really ask yourself, is this really true? If my ego mind has continued on with the story and really grabbed hold of it and is not wanting to let go, then what I do is I, in my mind, allow the ego mind free rein. And I just go, you know what, knock yourself out. Continue on with the story. What else can you come up with? What other evidence have you got? I'm listening to you. Tell me everything that you have. And it's almost like the moment that you do that, you're bringing a consciousness, a level of awareness to your thoughts. And it really takes the steam out of the train that has, going full blast ahead with the story of how you've been offended. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope that serves you well. I'm going to pick these cards up. One day I'll get through this without dropping all of the cards. So I'm using the beautiful Rebecca Campbell's cards this week. My favourite, love them. And I also wanted to bring to mind as well this week, we have such a deep level of resilience within us that we can tap into at any moment, that really gives us the strength and the courage and the will to continue on when we just don't feel like we've got anything else left. And I really experienced that the last 10 days of helping my sister move. I'm not as fit as my sister, and there were days where I was so physically exhausted, and it was hot and I was tired, and we were lifting boxes and moving boxes and carrying boxes, going up and down stairs, up and down stairs, up and down stairs. But because the job just had to get done, the work had to get done. And so I was able to I did really call on my guardian angels a lot. I just went, I need you to stand beside me, and I need you to stand in front of me and behind me and give me some strength. I need some strength. But it was just like there was no out. There was no excuses not to get the work done. It had to get done. And so you're able to, in those moments, to tap into a reserve of energy that at other times you may not necessarily have known was there. And what I wanted to bring up is that it's always there for us. And, no matter how bad we may think that things can be or are, there is this endless reserve of energy, of peace, of strength within us that we can tap into. And it's just about allowing yourself to really visualize drawing that energy. While I was lifting boxes and doing all of the work, I was visualizing and imagining Mother Earth lending her strength to me, her foundations, her ongoing resilience that she has. No matter what we do to the planet, she continues to strive. They're just staying there now. All right, so for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, where are you being called to journey to? Imrama. I love this. Beautiful. Where is it that you are being called to journey to? What is it that your soul is wanting you to hear or to know at this time? Perhaps there's a different direction that you could be going in. And what I'm really feeling with this is that this is an opportunity for you to look at areas in your life where if you are feeling extreme resistance, perhaps it's going into a workplace that you're not happy in, perhaps it's a relationship that you're struggling with, perhaps it's an environment that you're finding yourself in where you're not, you're being given those internal intuitive nudges from your body and your higher self that this is a situation or a place for you to be shifting direction from. And what I'm really getting with that is that this is a time for you to go within. So light a candle, grab your journal, really sit and breathe into your heart space. So really breathe into your heart. And then right at the top of your page, what is my next step? Just one step. What is my next step? And then write everything that comes up for you. Because what I'm really feeling with this card at the moment is that you are receiving those intuitive guidances from the universe and your angels and your higher self about making a shift of direction at this time in your life. However, because we get so caught up in the doing or the how, we bringing our mental mind to try and solve this issue, to solve this problem. And, I've said this many times before, we cannot change or resolve a situation with the same energy that created it. So in order for the highest possible perspective and internal guidance to come to you, you need to actually have a shift in perception or to change the energy. And so if we're in that energy of anxiousness and I've got to do this and I've got to do that and where am I going to go and what am I going to do and how am I going to do this and oh my God, I don't want to do this and I can't do this anymore. There's a real, energy of fear and anxiety and stress in that. And that's not the energy from which the solution that your subconscious mind already has for you can come to you. So, light a candle, take 5 conscious breaths into your heart space, breathe all the way into your heart, breathe all the way out, and then write, what is my next step? And then allow whatever comes to you to come to you. And then if you've got those next steps then, or if you've got some information that comes through to you, then write, what are the first 3 steps, the first 3 things, the highest priority, the first 3 things that I need to do in the next 3 weeks that will enable me to move into the direction that is for my highest good. Thursday and Friday. Pleiades, this has come through again, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. What I really feel with this for Thursday and Friday is that as you tap into your own reserves, as you tap into your own inner knowing, your own inner intelligence, as you tap into that heart space, the energy of your heart space, and start to write what it is that you need to do, you actually create a ripple effect. So your energy shifts and it ripples out and it actually raises the vibration of the people around you as you tap into that energy. And so the message really is that not only is your learning for yourself, the learning is also for the people that will be drawn to you, who you will meet, or perhaps it's your work colleagues, or it's your family, or it's your friends. But you will actually start to have people come into your energy, into your awareness, into your conversations, that you will actually be able to almost give them permission to listen to their own internal knowingness as well. Because as we each do the work, we are then shining the light. Our light expands from our heart center. It's like our soul expands. Our soul starts to sing with happiness, that we are more in alignment. And as that happens, everything else in your life comes more into alignment. It's like this flow of energy. And so you really, by doing these little steps, while they may not seem as though you're doing much, each time that you are honoring yourself, each time that you are listening to your own feelings, each time that you are tapping into what it is that you really need from a soul perspective, from a heart's perspective, just think of that as coming from your heart, then you are actually going to be living your life from a much higher perspective, a higher level of consciousness. And you will become the flame, and the people that are drawn to you will be like the moths that are actually drawn to the flame. Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful Priestess. She is stunning. Have a look at that. How beautiful is she? How are you being called to step up and lead? And that's such a great question. How are you at this time in your life being called to step up and lead? Perhaps it's in your workplace. For me, when I was working in my previous workplace, I had to go in there every day, and what could I bring to that environment? I brought in, I used to send out a positive quote. I tried to create a positive environment for people to work in. Even now, it's, I can't speak to you beautiful people about meditation and being out in nature and doing the self-work if I'm not doing that myself. So where is it in your life that you are currently being called to lead? Now, that doesn't mean that we're standing there telling people what to do. It means that you are walking your talk. It means that you are living what you're learning, you're putting into practice. It means that you are sharing your experiences with other people around you and inviting them in. And as you invite them into your circle of energy, and into your life and into your awareness, you are in fact leading them and guiding them. So you will know where it is in your life at this time. And the message that comes through with that is that once that you actually really acknowledge that what you are experiencing is in fact a learning tool, not only for yourself but for others, you will actually feel more empowered and more inspired to listen more fully to the direction that your higher self or your subconscious mind is actually leading you into. So I hope that they serve you well. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And as always, please be kind and gentle with yourself. Namaste, blessed be. Thank you. Bye.